What's up, everyone? It is Diecastbuffet here again with a 2025 Kyle Larson Kansas Race to Win Chevrolet here in the studio. You know I love the Kyle Larson Race to Win, so this one's going to be a good one. Let's check it out. And we got the box in hand, and welcome to today's Diecast review. You know, I feel like Kyle Larson is probably going to have the greatest selection of race to win diecast out of any driver ever, because yes, there's been, you know, Jimmy Johnson's, Tony Stewart's, Jeff Gordon's, Kyle Busch's, etc., but none of them got almost every diecast made in a race to win 164. So I think when it's all said and done, you look at all the Kyle Larson race to wins, probably a good 90 to 95% of every single win has been made in 164, which is going to make one epic collection. This is from the 2025 Kansas race, and this was his second consecutive win at Kansas. Let me go ahead and open it up, and yes, there is some confetti on it. Let's check it out. Diecast out of the box, and check this one out here, fellas. So, Larson, in the 1.5 mile department, he's pretty darn good. If you look at all of his wins, the majority of them, much like Jimmy Johnson, have came at the 1.5 mile races, and you could even include some of the 2 mile events. I mean, hey, there was a time and place when he was kind of known as the best guy on the 2 mile speedways. Once he won his first one at Chip Ganassi Racing, he was going for it, right? He had like 4 different wins in like 2 years at the 2 mile speedway, so it was pretty cool. Check out this sun visor here. Darn near half of the front window, is covered with a sun visor. That is wild. I mean, look at that. That is crazy. So it must have been a very sunny day, I would imagine. Got Larson right there in the front windscreen. The confetti palette is green, blue, and white. I want to say it was the Advent Health 400. I could be tripping on that. You have Hendrickcars.com right there on the hood of the diecast. You can see a whole bunch of dirt and grime across the front of this Chevy, specifically on the little white stripes there. It's very noticeable, right? The lighter the color. You can see the top of the splitter has the carbon fiber texture, which it's weird because some of the next gen race twins do that, some of them don't. I'm not really sure the thought process behind that. Sometimes they even do the bottom trim as well. This one only has the top, so again, I'm not really sure the thought process there. You do have the 2 day glow yellow-ish corners to the front splitter. That's a very common thing with the Hendrick race to win paint schemes, and the confetti nicely placed on top. Number 5 right there, the Hendrick Motorsports decal on the left side. And then we go to the actual left side of the diecast, and man, I tell you, this paint scheme, probably the most iconic paint scheme of the NASCAR 2020s era. I think it's awesome. Every week, you know what car he is. You know what it looks like, right? I mean, once in a while, he runs a Valvoline car. Once in a blue moon, he runs, you know, like last year, he ran, what was it, the Zach Brown band car or something, right? So once in a while, he'll run a one-off paint scheme. It's so nostalgic, dude. It reminds me just like Tony Stewart, just like Jeff Gordon, Dale Jr., Jimmy Johnson, where back in the 2000s, man, that's exactly how it was. 30 out of the 36 races, pretty much for almost every major driver, they had one paint scheme. Now, some sponsors, it was different, like the General Mills sponsorship. They would have a ton of different paint schemes because they have a ton of different products, right? But for the guys actually going for the championships, that's really what it was, and it was pretty darn cool. Left side of the diecast, you have number 5 right there. Hendrickcars.com. Got hiring technicians on the right rear quarter panel. Do have the blue confetti, which kind of blends in just a little bit. I got the NASCAR Salutes decal, Goodyear Cup Series. Got Kyle Larson on the name rail. Your 2 race win stickers, which I want to say is Homestead, and then was it Bristol? Or I don't know. There's 2 on both sides. He won the Bristol race in 2025. That was maybe they didn't put the race to win sticker on yet. Am I tripping? Or was this before? I don't know, guys. I'm a little bit perplexed there. Apparently, this is the last win for Kyle Larson at the time of this video. Like, this is the last time he won. This is filmed right before Talladega 2026. Yeah, spring race. So, that's kind of wild. You got Valvoline right there on the ABC pillar. You have your actual true B pillar. You have Chevrolet. Not sure what that decal is. I think it's Exalta. It's covered up by some confetti. Cincinnati Industries, Mac Tools, and Simeon's. Go here to the rear bumper of the car. Notice the white line between the rear bumper panel and the carbon fiber style spoiler. This is something the teams, I think, they're forced to do because the teams are starting to play games with the seam between the spoiler and the rear bumper. And NASCAR said, okay, we're just going to put a line there so there's no fun and games there, right? So they can't modify it or hide something for technical inspection. So interesting stuff. Hendrickcars.com, number 5 right there. Chevrolet ZL1 with a Valvoline decal there. Go to the right side of the diecast, dirt and grime. Just barely visible in some areas like where the blue is, but when you see the lighter background, it's pretty noticeable. It does look like a reverse burnout. Like if you're doing your burnout this way, then you spin it back around. Well, the smoke goes this way as well as the rubber, right? So if there's anything building up going that way and you flip the car around, it would kind of dust up here. That's what it kind of looks like. Either way, it looks really darn cool. Go to the top of the diecast. I imagine in Victory Lane there was some boxes here, so naturally the roof of the car is a little bit cleaner than the rest of the diecast. You have number 5 right there. Hiring techs on the roof, and then you have Larson on the back window. Your 2 shark fins, as it was a 1.5 mile. That I believe that's part of the rules package. You do have some confetti right there on the back window. Hendrickcars.com on the deck lid, and I know a lot of people, they're tired of seeing this paint scheme, and they see it in the truck series, they see it in the O'Reilly Auto Parts series. I think it's awesome. I think it's such a nostalgic thing, and I just realized I didn't have the diecast box in the studio. I apologize for that. Here we go. So we got our Kyle Larson box right there. But I think it's going to be really cool if you collected all the Kyle Larson Cup Series race wins since he joined Hendrick Motorsports. I mean, he's got, 30, 33 different wins at the time of this video. A good 27, 28 of those have actually been produced. I mean, imagine having a 164 collection of all those. It's going to be pretty cool. They did make most of his Chip Ganassi Racing wins in 164. They didn't make the Dover win. They did make the Richmond win, but I think they made both Michigan wins. And I want to say they might have made the Fontana win. I actually don't think they made the Fontana win. I could be tripping on that one, but I don't know. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And, speaking of Race to Win diecast, how about another one from 2025? This one's really cool. The Jockey Ross Chastain Coca-Cola 600 Race to Win. One of my all-time favorite events. The first Amazon Prime race. That whole event was just, it was like a going back in time, back to the Sprint Cup days, Nextel Cup days. That's how cool it was. The pre-race, the post-race, just really old school. And then, of course, Ross Chastain taking the win from William Byron. It was a bittersweet night if you're a William Byron fan, because he almost won the Coke 600, which I want to say that would be the first time the 24 car won the Coke 600 since the 90s. I could be tripping on that, but yeah. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Have a blessed one, everybody. DB, signing off.